Hello shooters, I'm Dr. Tactical, and today I want to talk to you about a story that kind of has me mesmerized right now. I think a lot of it has to do just with the timing, because I am in the process of renewing my concealed carry permit. So of course I'm sort of brushing up on some of the rules, and while I'm doing that, boom, there is a I guess we'll call it a mass stabbing. It was 11 people in Michigan at a Walmart. And it is some lunatic starts stabbing people, and finally a good guy with a gun puts an end to it, and actually does so in a very responsible manner. Let's take a look at the clip, and then I want to talk about it, and I want to hear what you guys have to think also. Let's take a look at the video.
This morning, a hero who helped stop a man accused of stabbing multiple people at a Walmart in Traverse City, Michigan, speaking out exclusively with ABC News.
I didn't think of anything other than trying to get him away from people and get him isolated and get him to put the knife down.
Former Marine Derek Perry says he was checking out at the Walmart Saturday afternoon when he heard a commotion.
A lady was screaming for her son, and all the employees and patrons were clamoring, trying to run in different directions.
The suspect, 42-year-old Bradford James Gilly, fleeing to the parking lot. Perry and others dropping their groceries to surround the man. Perry pulled his gun. It's legal to open carry in Michigan.
Unfortunately, there was kind of like a mob mentality, and some very disturbing things were being said on how to deal with the situation, and I had to block all of that out and focus on him, because I ultimately just wanted him to put the knife down and back away until law enforcement got there. I did not see myself as any type of judge, jury, or executioner. I just wanted everyone to be safe.
All right, let's talk about it, because there is a lot to unpack here. But let's start with the thing I think we can all agree on, and that is, thank God there was a good guy with a gun there to save the day. Because this guy, Derek, as I understand it, was a former Marine, and he was at the right place at the right time, and he stood up and he did the right thing. And I know some people are out there thinking, yeah, he pulled a gun at a knife fight. You know what? It's a big deal. If you pull a gun out, you are putting yourself in legal peril. You and your family in great financial and hardship possibilities here. Because once that gun comes out, you're causing mental distress to people. I mean, God knows what the hell claims are going to come against you, but you have to defend yourself against these claims. So, you know, to actually pull your gun out right then and there, you're putting yourself at some risk. And that's something that everybody should be aware of. So, yes, he did take a chance. Yes, he's pulling a gun at a knife fight. But that's all you need to do. And yes, he's holding the gun sideways. I had to make a comment on that. It cracks me up. I know there's going to be some people who are going to say, hell, he needs better training and what kind of Marine. You know what? You're the same people who I was afraid to call this little video thing a clip, because you're going to go, oh my God, he said clip. At the end of the day, he got the job done. He pulled it out and did the right thing. So before I go further with the next part of this, I want to point out that my videos are for the good guys. They're not for the bad guys. I'm not talking to the guys like the stabber. Although the bad guys are allowed to like, comment, and subscribe, and give a thumbs up. That's greatly appreciated. But then don't listen to anything else I'm about to say. So, and one more thing. I'm not a lawyer. My advice is not legal advice. I am a dentist, and my advice usually is dental advice, so you can take it for that. So what would have happened if this guy threw his knife down and turned around and ran away? Once the knife's on the ground, this is the stuff I think about when I watch this, especially now as I'm in the process of renewing my permit and I'm reading over the laws and requirements and what have you. And I'm thinking, so if this guy threw his knife down, and again, I'm not advising assailants on what to do. I'm just sort of thinking about it as somebody in Derek's position. If this guy threw his knife down, one second that knife hits the ground, the assailant is no longer an imminent threat. So Derek is no longer afraid for his life. He doesn't need lethal force. Is he supposed to put his gun away? The guy turns and runs. Do you pursue? Do you keep your gun aimed at the guy? What do you do? This was sort of the question I walked away with, because, I mean, you look at this stabber, and this is not a intelligent individual. I shouldn't say that. He's not a he doesn't have his wits about him. You can tell just by looking at him. This guy's not with it. There's some type of disconnect, and Derek had commented on that in a video. So my question is, can you pursue this guy? Can you detain this guy until the police get there once he's no longer a threat? What are your rights as a citizen? Well, I asked who we all ask. I asked ChatGPT. And according to ChatGPT and the Office of Justice Programs, I'll just read this to you, a citizen's arrest is a real legal concept. It allows private citizens to detain someone who has committed a crime, but there are specific rules and limitations that vary by jurisdiction. Generally, a citizen's arrest can be made for offenses witnessed in the citizen's presence or for felonies where there is reasonable cause to believe the person committed the crime. Okay. So it sounds to me like they could have, and there were a lot of citizens there, they could have detained him, assuming they could get their hands on him or in some way encircle him. But I don't think you can keep the guy at gunpoint. Or I guess you could, but really that's for, no, I don't think you can. I do not think that he could legally keep the gun trained on him. And I could be wrong. And that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, is there are people out there who are much more knowledgeable than I am, and I hope that they come onto the comments section and shed some light on their thoughts. Because this is the kind of stuff you want to think about before you ever get involved in something like that. Because yes, first things first, I mean, everything I'm reading and looking at says your number one responsibility is to get the hell out of there, to evade, to avoid, to not let this happen. And once it happens, it's still your obligation to retreat. So my question is, when he throws that knife down, should Derek then get in his car and go home? Should everybody else there, well, everybody else doesn't have lethal force, I guess, so that's not the same deal. Or should he holster his weapon and then get them? Does he have any rights whatsoever to detain this guy at gunpoint? These are the things I'm thinking about. I'm wondering. I kind of thought I'd just put it out there as a question to hear what you guys thought. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Dr. Tactical. Dr. Tactical, out.